Hello again, everybody. It is Scott Casper, Takedown Media. Our coverage of the sport continues. This time, the Nike hot seat populated by the brand new head coach of Northern State, Rocky Burkett, joins us. Rocky, how are you?
I'm doing good. Excited.
Is this your first Skype interview since you've been hired?
Yeah, this is my first interview via Skype, I guess. So
Perfect, perfect. Well, welcome. Let's talk first, give a little bit of background about what took place in Aberdeen. The athletic department decided to not just receive the retirement papers, the resignment of the former head coach Pat Tim, but decided then a couple weeks later to disband the program. Well, the rest of the community came out in support, in full support from across the country, as a matter of fact, commitments of financial support through the National Wrestling Coaches Executive Director Mike Moyer, and many others have not only just voiced their opinion, but they put their money where their mouth is. And it was a few short weeks went by, and people were scratching their head wondering what was going on. Well, what was going on is getting ready to put the program back into action and hire a new head coach. You are that head man. Let's talk a little bit about the process. How did that all take place?
well, obviously Coach Tim resigned, and then after nationals, the university kind of looked at where the program was at, and they thought that it needed a lot of work, so they decided to suspend it. Um, Obviously, you guys know wrestling fans are pretty passionate people, so they were pretty fired up, to say the least. After the kind of initial die down of emotional outbursts, I think they realized what we needed to do as far as like organizing and coming up with a plan. They got Mike Moyer involved, and then Mike pitched a plan to Dr. Smith and Josh Moon, our athletic director, and they said, okay, if you guys can do that, then we think we can keep this program going and not have to go through the 2-year suspension. And the wrestling community, whether it's here in Aberdeen, statewide, regionally and nationally, they really stepped up and they raised the money in a very short period of time. And it was pretty amazing for them to do that. So, and then Dr. Smith held up his word. He said, if you guys raise that money, we'll reinstate it. He reinstated it. So now it's just time to kind of move on and put that chapter behind us. Know that we need to do a better job of staying engaged with our alumni and finding ways to fund this program and getting permanent funding for it and build our program so we can start competing in this NSIC conference and at a national level.
You spent 3 seasons as a head coach of Aberdeen Central High, where you led the Golden Eagles to 2 Eastern South Dakota Conference titles in 2014 and 15, 2 Region 3 titles, and the 2014 South Dakota State Wrestling Tournament team title. The reason I bring that up is because when it comes to recruiting, and recruiting will be your primary job, I would imagine, over the next several weeks, making sure you have athletes that are committed and that will be committing. Reaching out to the local area, I got to believe, is not only beneficial to the wrestling program when it comes to recruiting, but also to the university. I mean, they love having people who live nearby. They want those in-state folks, don't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're just 40 miles from the North Dakota border, so picking up some North Dakota kids as well, because it's a lot easier for their parents to drive and come to home dual meets, and we have a lot of coaches in the state that are Northern State alumni, and to keep building our the coaching pool with some of our guys that graduate from our program, I think is really important. And I think the last 3 years I've had opportunity to watch these kids in South Dakota. We wrestle a lot of the top schools in North and South Dakota, and I think we have a pretty good idea of the kids that are coming through. And I know by watching those athletes, I know that there's a good opportunity to build our program with those students or those athletes as the foundation of our program. So
you started your coaching career at Rochester High School in Rochester, Indiana, and it was there you coached 3 Zebras to IHSAA state tournament, 2 place winners there. But I think and this is what we need to talk about. Your experience goes far beyond high school and collegiate ranks. I like what your history shows as far as camps and camps experience. You've worked at the Northern State University, South Dakota Wesleyan University, and then, of course, the Mighty J. Robinson wrestling camps, the University of Minnesota. Take away what you can from that. What is perhaps do you identify as being the most valuable assets that you take away from those experiences?
Well, I think the camp experience is really important because it gives you a chance to build relationships with kids, whether they're youth wrestlers, middle school wrestlers, or high school wrestlers. And it's a less intense environment than maybe in the practice room and stuff like that. So you get to actually sit down and work with them on things and get them excited about wrestling and have fun with it. So I think that's one of the biggest things is trying to grow the sport. Not every kid's going to go out and want to wrestle in college, but I think we need to capture each kid's interest so that they can go on and be a lifelong fan of the sport and continue to promote it later on, even if they don't go to college and wrestle. So I think that's one of the biggest things I took away from it.
Jennifer had to have had a say in this decision, did she not?
Yeah, she did. Obviously, she knew it was something that I was wanting to do, get back into college coaching. We really liked Aberdeen. So when the opportunity presented itself to be able to remain here in town and the wrestling community here is great. Just being at just knowing the high school and youth organizations here in town, I know there's a lot of passionate fans that we can start getting to our Wolves dual meets, and I think it was just a good opportunity for everyone involved.
Last I knew, you, Jennifer, had two kids, Ryder and Becca. How old are they now?
Ryder's 2.5, and Becca's 4 months old. So
just a baby.
Yep, got a lot going on.
She doesn't know yet, does she?
No, not quite yet.
Is Ryder pretty fired up?
Oh yeah, he's a little pistol. So he likes to go to wrestling practice and sit there and watch, and he likes to run around tournaments and stuff like that. So he's always fired up to go to wrestling practice or watch wrestling.
Nothing cuter for me than kids on a mat. Love it, and
Yeah.
They love to roll around and emulate to the best of their ability that which they're seeing. We're talking with the new head coach, a young man that absolutely has done it right. Rocky Burkett is now the head man for the team that wasn't and was again Northern State and the Wolves out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. You can join the Wolves Club. You can be a part of it by visiting their website at nsuwolvesathletics.com. Find them on Facebook. Find them on Twitter. I have a feeling they're going to take a step up in terms of social media. You desperately want to be a part of this reemerging program. Now, if you're an athlete, there's a questionnaire you must fill out. That questionnaire is right in the middle, right under the head of the wolf. Okay? And you want to wrestle here? I don't blame you. This is where I would want to go too if Coach Rocky Burkett was going to be my coach. But good luck to you, Coach, on coaching me. The idea, of course, you're looking for great athletes that are easy to coach, that have a high desire to learn. Where do you go for these kids? What states are your targets?
Well, obviously, like I said earlier, we want to try to build our program with kids in South Dakota. North Dakota's they're a neighboring state and just 40 miles away, so we want to try to get some of those kids. And then also Minnesota is only an hour and a half away, so we're going to look into Minnesota and try to compete with some of the schools over there and try to pull some recruits from that state as well, because there's obviously they had the Division II and Division III national champs come from the state of Minnesota, and so there's a lot of talent there, so we want to try to get some of those kids as well. And then just look all over who wants the opportunity to come out and be a part of a great university. We have a new wrestling room, new weight room. There's a lot of other construction going around on campus, and it's a small classroom environment. It's a inexpensive price, and it's a great place to be. It's a great community that really supports Northern State athletics. We've led the attendance in men's basketball and women's basketball for the last several years. Our men's football team set the highest attendance mark for a conference game this last year. So there's a lot of exciting things going on here at Northern State. We're just in our whole entire athletic department. I think we're building a great program here.
Sounds like a party's going on up there, man.
Yeah.
The kids are showing up. I like it.
Yeah.
You've had a couple different stints with the Wolves, and I wonder if this didn't help them in making their decision on who who they were going to hire. I mean, you were an assistant or a grad assistant there in '05 through '07, an assistant coach prior to that, 2007 to 11. So the program you've actually watched evolved, and now you get to help in its evolution.
Yeah, I'm real excited to be back. I've always, even when I left and started coaching at Central, I was still working here at Northern State in the academic side of things. So I really like this university. I think there's a lot of history here, a lot of great people that have come through. So I'm excited about spreading that story to some of our future recruits and talking with them about the possibility of walking down the same halls as some of the great people that we've had walk through here in our athletic building. And so, yeah, it was a good opportunity for me. It was just an easy transition. I'm just moving right across campus into the Barnett Center once I get going with everything.
And I heard that there's an opportunity. They may change that Barnett Center to the Burkett Center.
Well, that might be a few years down the road, but we'll see.
That'd be cool. Oh, listen, we're going to hire you, and the new wrestling room is called the Rocky Burkett Wrestling Center. I think that'd be stupid. Super. Yep. Anyway, well, look, congratulations on the new title, the new job. It's a big job that's in front of you, my friend, but there's others out there that I'm sure you would like to recognize and thank, those that helped in the interview process, the family that was supportive, Coach Pat Tim, who helped the program stay together even during the roughest times. Who do you want to say thank you to?
Well, obviously, I guess Dr. Smith and Josh Moon for bringing the program back. Pat was the reason I came out here, so I owe a lot to him for bringing me out here and into this community and seeing what it had to offer. And he's gone through, even with what's been going on, he's probably the guy that's been in the trenches a lot trying to help this program over these last few weeks and help this program remain intact. So a lot of thanks go out to him. A lot of people in my life, my former coaches, high school coaches, college coaches, my mom and dad, and my wife and the rest of my family that have been real supportive of me over the years. So just want to thank all them.
Wrestlers, don't let his calm demeanor that he is exhibiting during this interview fool you. When you get in that wrestling room, he'll take those glasses off and it'll be go time, okay?
Yep.
I'm just saying, this guy can still go, he can still teach, and he's going to get it done. I promise you that. The Wolves, there's going to be a little bite in every single Wolf that's up there, and you get to take part in it. Northern State Wolves, Aberdeen, South Dakota. You want to check them out online, nsuwolvesathletics.com. Ring his phone. Fill out the questionnaire. You athletes, fill out the questionnaire. Get your stuff ready to go because that's where you're going to be heading. Once he talks to you, once you see the campus, it's going to be an easy decision. Join him online as well, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of that, and be a part of the success and the very future of the Northern State Wolves wrestling program. Aberdeen, South Dakota, what a town, what a history. Rocky, we appreciate you taking the time with us this morning. We enjoy the opportunity more than you know. Congratulations as you enter your first season as head coach for the Wolves, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Go Wolves.
Go Wolves, indeed. Save some money. Just go ahead and send those T-shirts down to our offices. We'll wear them.
Yeah, all right.
Rocky, thanks, bud.
All right, thank you.